morning, an awesome Friday. And here in the part of Nigeria, on Fridays, we like wearing our native attire. Yes, this is Tea or Coffee on High Impact TV, and my name is Mudupe Jacobs. With me in the studio is...
Wuraola Popola. Good morning.
Good morning.
See, I liked it when you mentioned that African, you know, yes, a bit of African.
You know, it has become a culture, actually.
Yeah, you know, thank God it's Friday, you know.
Yes, thank God it is Friday. And today, we will be having a profile. We'll be talking, you know, to a professional table tennis player.
Yeah.
She will be telling us how she has been able to achieve so much, how she has been able to, you know, how she's able to climb up that ladder of success in terms of being a professional table tennis player. But talking about table tennis, did you hear about, you know, the Serena Williams saga?
You know, that was the first thing that came to my mind when you mentioned table tennis. Now, first of all, I don't think it was right for people to condemn her
like that.
Or she has been winning. You know, my mom would tell me something that you might do something good 7 times.
Yes.
And then just that one time that you don't do
failed.
something good, people do not look at the 7 times you have won or you have done something great. It's just that one time they pick, and, you know, I was pained sort of when I saw comments on the internet and people talking
and the tag
about
was she was throwing tantrums.
For me, like, trust me, I think I'm going to say she just wanted Naomi to win.
Really?
Because yes, that for me, I think she just wanted her to win. She's been winning all this while. I think she just wanted to give her the space to also, you know, someone else to also win. In my own opinion,
okay,
I mean, even at that point in time, I saw it on the internet when they said that even when you lose, you're still winning, because Naomi had to give her the regards, like, thank you. I've always wanted to play with you, and now I've been able to do that. Thank you for giving me that opportunity. So she even recognizes Serena as the boss, you know.
You know, but in my own opinion, I feel Serena Williams just wanted to fight for the rights of women, because she was right when she said if it was a man or, you know, a male table tennis player that's actually, you know, addressed the umpire like that, they wouldn't say, you know, it won't be penalized. Because she was actually fined. She was fined for, you know, facing the umpire and telling him that he owes her an apology. Because I actually watched the video. Yes, where she was like, you owe me an apology. She says she'd rather lose, you know, than cheat to win a game. So I feel she was actually fighting, you know, for her rights and for the rights of women, because now it will go a long way. People will be able to stand up for themselves. You know, if she had actually kept quiet, it's going to be like, okay, she actually cheated, and probably because she hasn't been winning our games lately, she's trying to cheat just to, you know, win the game. So she actually had to set the umpire straight that, see, I'd rather lose than cheat just to win a game. And she even made reference to her daughter. She has a daughter. She has to be a role model to her daughter. Yes. So, you know, I feel the umpire was actually wrong. You know, first thing first, you have to be sure. You know, even if you can't just come out and say, okay, she cheated or she was being coached, you know, during the game. You could have, maybe watched a clip. I don't really know how they,
to be sure what
happened, you get. So I feel he really did owe her an apology.
Another thing,
do you know if he apologized, actually?
We'll check after the show to be sure. Because right now, I am not really pleased with most of the comments I saw on the internet. And another thing that baffled me was that this person just put to bed. Then next thing you do is to start condemning. What of the times she won? What of the times she brought the cup home? And then now she's no longer... They even went as far as condemning her outfit.
I heard that about the catsuits.
Yes, and I'm like, okay. And I think what she wanted to drive at was that she wanted to correct something, or because of after childbirth, I think she still wanted to keep in shape and all of that. And then the next thing you do is condemn. I think they banned her from wearing it.
Yes, but I think I need to follow up on that story. I think she came out to say she had cleared it and everything was fine. You know, but people were coming from the angle of while she was pregnant with a baby, she actually won.
And now after childbirth,
so you're like, what's happening now that you're actually giving birth to the baby? Why are you?
And yesterday we talked about career mom, and we had the guest explain that as a mother, as a woman, you should stand your ground no matter what.
Yes.
Even when everyone turned their back against you, you must stand and look at the mirror and say, yes, this is me, this is who I am proud of who I am. Love yourself no matter what. Do you understand? So just love yourself no matter what. Don't let anyone look down on you. Don't let anyone bring you down based on one particular challenge that you're currently faced with. Just try and console yourself with all the good things you've done before. I mean,
she mentioned it yesterday. Love yourself,
which is
Look
very
yourself
important.
in the mirror and say nice things to yourself. I think that is what Serena should do, because she was close to tears.
Yes.
When she was
talking, yes.
It's amazing how you have been everyone's superstar,
and she's still respected.
Even
just
with
because
that of a few, should I say setback? Yes, a few setbacks, and then everyone seems to have an opinion on why you should not lose a game. You win.
And she has even set the pace for other women that would want to be in that line of sport.
I think Naomi was teary.
When she was,
she was teary, and I was like, you see,
you were still a superstar.
Still a superstar, But I feel, when our guest comes, I think we should ask her what she actually thinks about what actually, played out. If the umpire was actually right to think that she was being coached. I am not a table tennis player. I really don't know what's being
We would
coached
have a professional table tennis player in the house.
Yes. We have been talking. We need to go on a break.
Yes.
So let us go on a short break. And when we are back, we will have our guest to talk more on the game table tennis. Yes.
Experience the excitement at High Impact Planet Amusement Park and Resort. Our state-of-art facility offers amazing outdoor rides, playhouses, indoor games, and dining facilities. Thrill your student with a lifetime memorable excursion trip. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
Discover the magic, the thrill. Every sight is so close you can feel it. The excitement, the fear. Experience our cinemas at High Impact Planet, the place where fun just got real.
Welcome back. It's still Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television. In case you are just joining us, not to worry, you are not late yet, because we are talking about women in sport, and we will be focusing on table tennis. Before we went on that break, we were talking about Serena Williams and likes of women who are doing excellently well in the sports industry. Most people, when they hear sport, the first thing that comes to mind is football. But then we actually have other interesting part of sport, like the table tennis that we would be talking about today.
But Serena Williams was for lawn tennis.
Yes, for lawn tennis. And we have other women doing excellently great things, in the sport industry. Our very own Nigerians, we have Mary Onyali, we have Chioma Ajunwa also doing great things and excellent things. And I'm sure in other parts of Africa, we also have women doing exceptional things in the sports industry. And right here we have our very own.
Yes, we have one of our exceptionally great women, that are doing great things. We have, did I just say women? We have an exceptionally great woman in the studio here with us that is doing exceptionally great in terms of table tennis, and she is Bose Kafo. She is a Nigerian professional table tennis player. who competed at 5 Olympics from 1992 to 2008. She is the second Nigerian woman to compete, at 5 Olympics after sprinter Mary Onyali, like you mentioned. Yes, so we have introduced our guest.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Yes. So you were, the second woman, yes, to, compete in 5 Olympics. And you have like 15 medals, 7 gold. That's amazing. How has the experience been?
The first instance, let me first correct the
okay.
We have a lot of women in Nigeria now that have been to the Olympics more than 4 or 5 times. For example, Mary Onyali was the first Nigerian to have achieved that. And I was the second. Then you have the likes of Funke Shineke and some other, that are still playing in sports and table tennis. So they are like going to 6, 7, 8 times, something like that. So we have women really pushing forward.
Okay. So how's your experience been?
Oh, well, if I want to look at it from the performance view, I will say I don't really like to have been to the Olympics 5 times. For example, the first time, that is when you have more experience. I had great experience there because it was my first
time.
That was in 1992 in Barcelona. So I met a lot of great athletes then in athletics, Michael Jordan. You met a lot of people. Then you yourself, you played well because that was the first time. And I guess that was one of my first best performance, because then it was like you know nobody, you just wanted to play. Then the second, yes, I wanted to go to the Olympics. Then the third, then it now became I want to go. So until my fourth, I never wanted to go. So because I was involved with the English national team, table tennis team, where I had to work as a junior coach and performance coach as well. So junior coach and performance trainer. So, and I had to pick some little guys from age 10 to 14, 16 to go and play in Luxembourg. So it was so hard on me when I looked at it then, because the philosophy then was, could these players in another 10 years, can they play? And the focus then was that the 2012 Olympics. So we were in 2003, 2004. So we have about 8 years.
Wow.
So for me to say, okay, these players you'll be given cadet, junior, and cadet, junior, just the 2 categories. So you have the under 10, you have the under 14, and the under 16. So
under 10 played table tennis.
Yes, the championships, everything. So then when you have to decide the lives of people, then you have to look at it. Why are they doing that? They want to do that. Okay, if you are so good and you are not winning, why are you going? So let us put the money in someone. So that was what really.
All right. Talking about being a performance coach and also junior coach at the same time.
Yes.
You mentioned that it was quite challenging.
It was.
So aside that, what other challenges did you face?
Oh, well, it is more in the aspect of social life.
Social life.
Yes, I would say I don't really have a social life. So I try to make sometimes. I got it all wrong. So, but it is something I have to, because when you dedicate your life into something, you feel that is the best for you. But suddenly you will have grown it. Then you now, at this stage, am I still going to be doing this?
Doing this.
So but I'm coping that. I have to.
Okay, so I really need to ask, have you always wanted to be a table tennis player, or is something you just, like, at one point did you know that you wanted to become a table tennis player?
At a point, no.
Okay.
And at a point, yes.
Yes, okay.
At first, you just wanted to live
Okay.
like other girls. You wanted to live, you wanted to do
build
things.
a family.
And suddenly, you can find yourself doing something else. You are able, that is the ability. Then from that level, you want it, and you have people saying, oh, she can do this, she can do that.
Yes,
So you have peers that can push you to your real goal. But are you ready to take the goal further? So, but because in Nigeria, we have lots of people that could see for you.
Okay.
But the challenge there, just one challenge, is you yourself.
Why
Even
would you
though
say
they
that?
see it, can you
If you
take
actually,
it further?
yes, further.
But table tennis is a game that I will always be grateful to God for, because I never dreamt of playing table tennis.
Wow.
Up to the limelight I achieved. Back then, our mothers would be saying, if you get pregnant, if you do this, you are going to end on the road. And you can imagine, and you are going to train it. I have to be back. So, no, but today I'm very grateful to God, to my late mom.
Oh, she's late now.
Yes, to table tennis. You can't have me here without table tennis.
True.
No matter how I have achieved then. So at a point, yes, and I'm so grateful.
Okay.
Yes.
You mentioned that even children under 10 years play table tennis. What age did you start playing table
I
tennis?
started around 11.
Wow.
Yes.
So from 11 years.
And yes, and it was like on the street. This is different to what we should be doing right now. And one thing about our culture is that we are really growing, because there are a lot of programs about getting them out of the street. But we need to do more.
More, true.
Outside there, even in South Africa, they're getting them from schools. Why can't we be doing that? Although in Nigeria, we should realize that most talented athletes are not in schools. So we have to extend our finger light.
But then I need to come in there. You said most talented athletes are not in school.
They are not.
Why is that? Why would...
It is because we are faced yet, because if we're talking about 18 to almost more than 80 to 200 million.
Okay.
And we're still grouped as underdeveloped country. We are still having certain problems. And we are still faced with certain parents not being able to cater for academics for the children. Such children, they have in-depth talents that they want to listen to you. They don't have burden, because the burden with them is not like the burden with those that are at schools.
Okay.
And our culture is so round, it's so square, it's so rooted with academics, which is so good that you can achieve this, but it has to be light, because we have great athletes. Sport alone is educational. You travel all around. You have to learn different type of language. It is, and so you have all those little ones that their parents are not capable.
So sponsor.
Yes, so they have that particular time to listen to you and grasp that. They learn faster. So by the time we were able to get them off the street,
Okay.
you have talent, and you have skills.
Skills, yes.
Those at school have skills, so you are bringing them into school.
Okay.
So they are able to cope better.
And I think passion also, aside talent and skills, you know, passion also can be involved because you are even passionate about it. I can see from the way you are communicating that you are really passionate about what you do. You've mentioned like 3 times now, I am grateful to table tennis.
Yes.
So you must be passionate about what you do.
Yes, well, in life. And I grew up, I decided on time what I would like to do with sports, especially with table tennis. I've decided that about 15, 20 years ago.
Okay.
So my pursuit to really play table tennis to the limelight, I personally, I had something hooked on it, that with this is what I want to do with it. So that was my passion. But it does not spell out my success with it, because your success will be determined about where you are, how you have been accommodated,
Yes.
and what is going on with your passion. So if you play football and you happen to have dribbled about all the teams, and you face the goalkeeper alone, now that is where the passion
Comes in.
If you are passionate to win for your country, you have to score. So that is my life.
All right. You know, talking about passion and success, you know, your passion would drive you to be successful in life, like you likely said. Okay, we have to go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll still be in the studio with Bose Kafo, a professional table tennis player. Do stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Walking into comfort in a safe environment is every family's dream. At High Impact Planet Resort, our fully furnished service apartment is a home away from home. Amazing views right in your luxurious world. Work out to keep fit for an amazing body at the gym. Get affordable groceries and personal care items at the supermarket. Feel relaxed and beautify yourself at the fully equipped spa. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
Welcome back. This is still Tea or Coffee on High Impact TV, and we have been talking to Bose Kafo, a Nigerian professional table tennis player, and we were talking about you know, passion
and success.
Yes, and success in table tennis. Now, just, you know, during the break, I was asking you about, you know, the Nigerian Table Tennis Association. Yes, and I want to know, is there any provision to bring, you know, these children on the streets, out of the streets, you know, to be able to utilize their talents, you know, in sports, and also get an education while at it?
Yes, the first thing is, let me correct you, it's Nigeria Table Tennis Federation, NTTF. Nigeria Table Tennis Federation, I came from there. So every association, federation, name it, they are often driven by something to get people underdeveloped to come to limelight, to support them. So Nigeria Table Tennis Federation is one of them. The only thing is, you people, you are too passionate about football. And you are so passionate about football to the extent that I can boldly say that 90% of Nigeria don't even have a team in Nigeria. So what I know table tennis is trying to do, for example, you look at Haruna Kodri. He's doing fabulously well. During my own days, we have Atoda Musa, we have Sulalai. So are you a fan of any of those people? It is as good as saying Serena Williams, American doesn't follow her. We are following both Nigeria. So what I want to say here is that table tennis is doing something. Table Tennis Federation themselves. They are not like football that you are so elaborate, because you have National League, Professional National League, you have this, you have that. It's not that table tennis will not get there, but when you haven't put in something in place for a long time, and you're trying to do it now, people don't see it. We have been hearing about football leagues long ago in Nigeria. I am so aware of the days of Julius Berger, of Lagos State, Berger, the stationery stores, the Badon, whatever there, and even the Ogun State too. So, and they still have some people they're still using. So we in table tennis and those at the National Federation, I am very well sure that they are doing something for the underdeveloped, because they have lots of programs. Maybe you guys don't know about it. I am not so much in them, but I am sure they do have, because they should be playing on the maybe cadet. They call them cadet. You have the cadet, you have the junior, you have the senior. So mostly you'll be hearing about this, because all you want to know is who will win. And so, but for us, we wanted to hear more of who is growing up, how long they will grow up. Yes, they're doing a lot.
You know, talking about the awareness of table tennis, definitely, because I have seen different videos. In the United States of America, you find that aside football, there are other sports that are major, and people actually pay attention to gymnastic sport, swimming, and the likes of them. So now, how can we, get to that stage of where football is, that everyone is aware of the next league, the next match? So now, how can we create that awareness and get to that stage of football in Nigeria?
Yes, the first thing you want to know, which sport is the best sport in the world? Football is not even between 1 to 4. Table tennis is. The best way to go about it, to follow table tennis. You mentioned gymnastics. How many times have we completed the competition in Nigeria? What the likes of me will be looking for, and we're looking at, is how many times can we be throwing out competitions? Then we are not just throwing out competitions, because when they will say, oh, they want them to learn. I don't want to waste my money by saying they want them to learn. There is time to study, there is time for exam. So I believe in so much that there is time to train, and there is time to say you can win. If you don't win the first time, you don't win the second time, I give the other person another chance. So it's not about making the numbers. So what we're trying to do here is we need to look at how many sports can Nigerians in Nigeria could do. It's not the ones that you will have to go and bring Nigerians from outside. No. how many sports can we participate inside this country? And how many of our kiddies can participate in another 12 years? That is when you are talking about developmental training. That's what you're talking about, sporting, talent identification, nurturing, then development. Development is so far. So after you've been developed, then I want to see that, okay, with this, that it takes 3 years. In the 4th year, you want to show me all you have accumulated.
Okay.
So the sports orientation of it, apart from football, somebody once asked me and said, Bosse, what do you think about it? That table tennis is so expensive. I said, define it. What do you mean by expensive? And he said, in fact, we were in a press conference that said that table tennis board is 800,000 this and that. I said, really? Yes, I was there. But let me tell you, when you buy a board for 800,000, how many times are you going to use it?
Use it and play it.
You can use it for 5-10 years, yes. 800,000. You buy a bracket. The new International Table Tennis Federation ITTF code now, we have a certain way of gluing right now because of the smell, because of the odor. So you can glue, apart from the professional that are really playing, you can glue often. But how often do you glue it? So if you're giving it to an under 10 to 14, you're not changing it all the time. So that one you can talk about almost to complete, have a complete racket is 100,000 naira that you can use for 2 years. I have one that I'm using for more than 4 years because I don't play all the time. Okay. But I cannot just compare myself
with
to other
person.
Yes. So the trainers, you are buying 40,000. The socks, of course you change the socks, and depending on how much you train, you'll be changing the shoes maybe once in 2 months, depending, once in 2 months, once in 3 months. So is that expensive? If you are traveling out of the country, as a table tennis player, they will advise you, take your racket. Your racket must be with you, and your shoes, those two. Okay. You can get shorts everywhere. So how come it is? But in football, you will be buying the football every time, deflating, breaking down. Then you have 2 shoes. One for a certain grass, the other for the other grass. And before you know it, you are changing it. So if you look at the professional, how much are you buying such? You're buying almost like 100,000.
But I think you spending that amount of money is after you must have gained your ground in, because for someone who is just starting and now doesn't have that amount or that enough money to get these things.
That is another way where we're talking about government parents.
Okay.
In Nigeria, we have little contribution from our parents because they are not well nurtured about the fact that even though your child is playing in the national team, it is your own duty to also make sure that the child is there doing well. You have few parents doing it because we have not been exposed to it. All has been the government. Okay. So, but at a particular level, age, you don't expect, if I pick under 10 now, I pick that under 10, or sometimes from 8 years old, that I will expect them to be buying. No, we get them sponsors. Abroad, parents don't do much, apart from making sure they get their children to a certain level. The next is endorsement. So you can see how they will grow fantastically, better than someone still waiting for the state to do this. The states are really trying. Imagine Lagos State trying making sports. So I'm more biased.
All right.
I'm in
You know, I still need to emphasize on the fact that the table tennis federation, like you said no association, federation.
Yes.
What are things they are trying to put in place? Because you have corporate organizations sponsoring football.
Yes.
You have them investing into football. Now, is it that they've not made effort to talk to people or talk to these organizations to also get themselves involved in table tennis such that it becomes a major sport in Nigeria?
What are you talking about? When, if you're talking about right now, because of, let me say, you guys who have age group.
Okay.
When table tennis is a major sport, and we have major competitions, the only thing is that you are not hearing it in a flamboyant way. You are hearing football.
And that is why I'm saying, why is it like that?
Like that, exactly.
Yes, well, you talk about the media in the sport, because every sport do have their own media that they're attached to. They must have something they're looking at. But I know table tennis is also looking at a lot of sponsors. If you have sponsors, for example, you know that football is like 22 people in a team. 11 will be playing, and you have a big field playing. You have a big stadium of maybe about 60,000. We don't have that in table tennis yet in Africa. But when you go to Egypt, table tennis is just everywhere.
But so, I think the federation should be able to do something. Because if Egypt can do it, then we can also do it. Table tennis, wherever you are, anywhere you are, it's still table tennis.
Exactly.
Nothing changes. So why?
Maybe, have you been to somewhere where they play table tennis?
Of course, yes, I have.
The last Nigeria Open, were you there?
I wasn't there, but we watched.
No, you need to be there. At times, we are not even helping. If we sit down watching on the TV, you need to be there. Your job requires you to be there.
But if we do our parts, the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation also needs to do their parts also.
Because everything can be about the government. You also have to,
yes, that is what we're talking about.
Something.
If you are there and you go to the federation now, I say, I'm from Impact TV.
Impact?
I Impact. I want to pay 1 million to have a stand like this. It's a new innovation. To have a stand like this, you are supporting the sport. So the focus will be on you and table tennis. So it is like you are getting table tennis to another stage where you are doing like tennis. You finish, you call the loser, you call the winner. How do you feel? You can start it as well.
We can do that. I know, but
then, they're not doing it.
The point is, the federation, they need to, stand their ground and create this awareness such that, and I understand that football also started from somewhere. Yes, I understand that. Yes. But then, if they can do it, then table tennis also can.
Table tennis, we don't have to follow football.
Okay.
We have fantastic plans. I can talk more about the British team. I was more familiar with them.
Okay.
And Nigerians are doing well. And I will say it is that you might not know because of how many competitions. There are a lot of competitions, but not well reported.
Okay.
Or maybe some competitions will be, they have competitions, and at the end of the day, it's like, just like, no, any little thing, 4 tables, we want to publicize it.
Okay.
That is what we need to be doing. Yes.
Okay.
And don't worry, soon we have our leagues.
And that's, you as a Nigerian also, you've represented well.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even, you can't just condemn them all. I'm sure they've put in their best. They've done 1 or 2 things also, because for you to be a product of, their efforts also, I'm sure they are working on it. But we're just trying to, think of other ways, they can put more.
Yes, you will be seeing more. For example, in Ibadan, from next week now, they'll be having Funke Treasures table tennis, mainly for girls.
For girls, okay.
Mainly for girls, because as an ambassador for them, I told her that if I will be involved in this, we need to get the girls. We have a lot of boys out there, and they are improving. But we need more girls. In Egypt today, even though a Muslim country, I can tell you how many girls are playing table tennis. They are almost equal the count of the male counterparts. So I've witnessed the training from clubs to their like state cadre, then to the national team. So the national team is very hot. So get to the national team is a hot business. That one is what I don't know in the federation right now. But before, during our own time, before, you have to play about 9 competitions before you can know that you are within number 1 to 10, not even number 1 to 4. Then we did have how many competitions? 11 and 9 from Lagos State. Elephant Cement, 1 from Ogun State.
You don't want to be called that brand names. I'm going to get money for adverts from you now.
Yes. So then, but in Kano we had 1 then. Then later, Enugu joined. So, but we need more like that now. Because once you have girls playing continuously, why won't we be beating Egypt? That was what helped somebody like me.
So let's move on to another part. Let's talk about drugs in sports.
Yes,
it has been a major issue. It has been a major issue. So how do you think that it can be addressed, especially for table tennis? How do you think it can be tackled, the issue of drugs in sports?
Yes, the first aspect of it is you want to identify why are they taking the drug.
Exactly.
When I was doing my undergraduate, I have to choose between nicotine and performance. Nicotine and performance, we know we can get nicotine from certain meals too. And we know nicotine is like a stimulant. So how much can you take in? Because it's not all the drugs. For example, the one they take in tennis is not the same you can take in table tennis, because we also, in performance, we look at the impact of the sport, the durability, the power you use, everything. There are lots of parameters that you have in a sport that will be different to the other sports. So you have the kind of drugs you can take in athletics that you can't take in table tennis. But why are you taking drug? One is either to stimulate you or to increase your red blood cells. In table tennis, it's stimulant because you want to be alert. So you have taurine, nicotine, you have caffeine.
So are you saying you support some certain use of certain drugs?
No, I don't support any, but because I know it so well. Now, in other sports, like tennis now, because they do run and they have more muscle power usage, so they are counting on red blood cells. And there are a lot of ways to get red blood cells without doping. Doping is only the quickest way, because they will wash it away. Because you use it, you wash it away, and we test it, we can see traces. That is why they're saying that if you are tested after you are even left doing the sport, they can still call me for a test. There are ways to see if I have taken about 5 years ago. Yes, that is what many of the athletes are not aware of. Yes. So there are ways of getting more red blood cells. The main part of it is going to the high altitude. Go and train there. Train high, train low. Leave high, train low. You get more red blood cells, which is called EPO, erythropoietin. It's a high business, and it is well seen in high impact sports, long duration of sports like marathon, like tennis, like boxing, all those impact sports that they need aggressiveness to do it. Right. So I don't support you there because even from like when Chioma Ajao fell victim, that one, she wouldn't have fallen victim of it because she mismanaged multivitamins. In athletics, you use multivitamins like nonsense. So there is contraindication. Okay. As you have contraindication when you are using this drug that you have used, they have the same component.
Okay, I think maybe I should narrow down, the question, because when I say drugs, I mean hard drugs that, to an extent can be harmful to the person.
That is it.
Taking it
leads to drug abuse.
Yes, that is it. Because if you're even using ordinary multivitamin, you can get Centrum, and there is another name you get it. But you are getting the same content. The more you have it in the body, we have everything in the body naturally. It is only that when you're an athlete, we often eat less. Okay. But we need to eat because once you train, you have increase in metabolism. So when you have increased metabolism, you want to eat. But most of us will be thinking, oh, we don't have to eat, we will eat this, we will eat that, and you'll be losing weight. But sport will go with weight and age. All aspects of sport goes with age and weight.
But most athletes don't just use. They use these drugs that help them increase performance-enhancing drugs.
Like what performance do you want to increase?
But they use it. You've seen cases, yes, where they use it just because. And I feel in my own opinion, it's wrong because then they are trying to put themselves as a better, to win the game.
Yes, it gives them more advantage
than others.
No athletes, for example, is it Maria Sharapova about 2-3 years ago? I followed sports performance, just the performance aspect of it. She was sick or something like that, and she used a particular drug. So in that drug was a prohibited drug for enhancing performance. For example, when you have malaria, majority of the content in malaria has gone with painkiller, and we're also using paracetamol or Panadol. Anything they are beta blockers. So it has time, 4 hours before because you have reduced, because the pain will be less, everything will be down. So in order to bring it up, I won't tell you the drug I'm on here. There are lots of drugs you can take, things you can take, even drinks you can take.
There's a situation of Maurice Green that also...
Imagine now going to the counter and saying, just give me this, give me that. For example, in Nigeria, most of the pharmacies don't ask whether you have a written or
prescription.
Yes, prescription. Okay. Over there we have it. You have to. So you just use the drug, and you find that after 6 months, your urine is still carrying.
Our time is fast spent. Our time is fast spent. But it has been amazing. Talking to you and listening to you and everything. But we definitely need to invite you again because there's more to talk about. There are more questions to ask. But our time, is fast spent. Okay, at this point we have to wrap up the show. And being Friday, of course, you can join us on Monday for another exciting episode of Tea or Coffee on High Impact TV. Stay glued to us and watch every program that comes up on High Impact TV.
The media special is coming.
Exactly. My name is Mudukwe Jacobs and
I am Muraola Popola. Do have a great weekend.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.